Hello everybody, welcome to another free YouTube tutorial with me, Daniel Detweiler. This time it's about how to become a great audio engineer. What a nice topic. I was asked by AES Europe to hold a speech about this. I'm not yet sure if I will do it or not, but I thought maybe I'd try to speak a little bit about this topic. So stay tuned. The first important thing actually is to really think, where do you want to be and who do you want to be in 10 years. The 10-year plan is really important. And if the answer is that you really want to be fully professional and even more than professional, then you actually need to structure your time and to make a plan how you can get there to this level. And actually, humans are capable of a lot, but it also requires time. You're not getting or becoming a great audio engineer by just investing 1 hour a day. That won't be possible. In my case, it was very clear when I was young. I said to myself, in 10 years, I want to be one of the best engineers in Switzerland. And then from there on to go on, hoping that I get international projects. But then it was also clear that I had to practice. And the most important thing is to understand that the human hearing system is a rather special system and it cheats you all day. Because it tries, or not even it tries, it makes everything better than it actually is. If you hear some bad sounding piano, but the brain corrects it. If you hear a badly recorded voice, and I'm at the moment with my click microphone, the voice recording is not so good probably, but the brain corrects it so fast. However, once you mix things together, then it does not work anymore. If you don't really fix things like spectral balance, like dynamics, because with many microphones it just won't be perfect. So you have to do a lot of things. And you can make it worse or better with all those tools and without training the brain or the hearing system so that you really know my EQ is just totally perfect. Without this training, it's near impossible to get there. If you really want to become a great engineer and even beyond, it's maybe a good idea to understand the 4 steps of knowledge. Once we start with something, it usually starts with making some practical experiments or learning the theory behind it. Actually, if you look at the kids, they always start with the practice and theory comes later. But as soon as the brain is developed and our thinking is developed, we could either start with theory or with practical experiments. It's like you get a new reverb and you need to do something with it, while you could even read the manual first, which is what I sometimes do, or you could just play around a little bit with it, see what it does, and then get the theory later. And then you gain experience. The experience is like the 3rd thing. And to gain experience or to be an experienced engineer is very dangerous. And moreover in the German-speaking countries like Germany, Switzerland and Austria, actually everybody likes experience. And if you see a job offer, then usually it's always said, well, what we need is experience. But this is dangerous. It's very dangerous. And you must come beyond experience very fast, because otherwise you get lazy. The experienced people that don't go beyond that, they're always saying, oh yeah, I mic the piano with 2 87s because that always sounds good. And then they never do something else. And so basically they got better and better until they were experienced, and then they don't go beyond, and finally what happens, you get back. Or you want to try something new if you go to the studio, and then the chief engineer from the studio says, oh no, do we really have to plug in that gear? No, why? We never did this. I mean, that's very strange. If you go to American studios, usually it's more easy. You come in with a new suggestion and the engineer says, oh, well, it's a great idea, let's try. So to make it short, what comes after is insight. In German, it's Einsicht. I think insight is the best translation for it. What it means is you don't need the experience anymore, but you are so good in what you are doing that you can't forget all the rules. You don't actually need the rules anymore. That doesn't mean that you don't need to learn the rules. First, learn the rules, get experience, but then forget the rules again. Because that's the difference between a professional and a real master. The master doesn't need to have rules anymore. Like a great chef doesn't need to have his scripts to cook, or his recepts, or whatever that is. Doesn't need to read anymore what he needs to do. He just knows what he has to throw into the pan. As an engineer, I just hear something and I just know what I have to do with it. It's very clear. And what I do is very often against the rule, but I'm so sure with what I'm doing that I'm able to do this. And this has to do with insight, maybe also with inspiration and with intuition. Intuition is actually the most important thing of everything. You try to get your feelings about what do you have to do. And once you're up this level, this is really a very high level that you can get. And if you want to go there, it's just working, training. Many engineers think it's easy, but it is not. It is not easy. You have to train it. And a good way to train it is get my mixing Bible, or maybe also my reverb course. That's you get it on my homepage, danieldetweiler.com. And there are also free YouTube tutorials. Ring the bell if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. And see you back soon.